If you are new here, definitely subscribe, hit the bell so you can get notifications each and every time I upload a new video, and smash the like button. Okay, I don't know which lighting is gonna be good. It just seems like it's all just terrible. Okay. It's all just terrible. Okay, so it's gonna have to be fine, right? How are we doing? Hopefully you're doing well out there in the world. I just wanted to come and do like a quick little read while I am kind of waiting for some activity to go down. I have been taking like a break for the last few kind of days, like almost a week here. And I'm gonna have to find a resolution to this little situation here, but I think it's kind of a necessary thing. You know, sometimes we drive ourselves to do like a necessary thing, right? And it may seem like it's something that could be somewhat disastrous, but it actually is for our benefit. So I want you guys sometimes to see those things through. Sometimes you have to see those things through. Oh wait, then sorry about that, it was nothing. So yeah, listen, look, you know, sometimes you are going to do something that kind of seems kind of silly, dumb, or whatever, or just doesn't seem like the right thing. But then sometimes it leads you down a pathway that was absolutely necessary for you to go down. Okay. Okay. So there is so much. Energetically, I've been picking up on a lot of information. I'm not going to talk about what it is, because I don't think it's necessary. It's like giving air to like a dead issue or a dead situation, and we don't need to do that. We don't need to do it. I wish I could play my music right now. I can't, because like I'm on my phone. I'm using my phone to do this live, and I don't think that my iPad is connected to my, I wonder if I can connect my iPad to the radio. Let me see. Hey Crisco, how you doing? How have you been? How's life going? Life going good? Everything great? Wonderful, wonderful. I didn't wait for no response. I didn't. All right, so let's see here. Let's see what's going on. Spirit, clear and concise messages. What do you want us to know? Clear and concise messages. What do you want us to know? It's so funny because like these people be up here at this waiting lot with like lawn chairs and shit. They be bringing out tables and stuff, and it just be like, child, I don't want to be that comfortable. Oh my goodness, life is rough. Oh no, why? Why is life rough? Life, well, shit. Let me not. Life is rough. Is that what you're saying? Oh, seeing me makes it better. For real. All right, Spirit. The Strength card is here. Leo energy coming out. Pride, loyalty, discipline, preparation. Preparation. What are we preparing for, Spirit? Clear and concise. Okay, we got the King of Pentacles for the Monty Hunty. We are preparing for the Monty Hunty. I just love how people come up in here expecting a reading and not saying hi or nothing. Not even. Not a polite move in the complete whole of the conversation at all. Okay, so we got the Strength card, we got the King of Pentacles, and we got the Death card. Whoa, the Death card. Oh my goodness. Change, transformation, rebirth potentially coming through. Now keep in mind the Death card obviously can represent death. Spirit, tell me more about the Death card. But most times I see the Death card, it just represents like transformation. Okay, There's only been like 1 or 2 times that I've seen the death card that it was like, not 1 or 2, probably like a handful of times that I've seen the death card and it was like, oh shit, this is potentially death. Like somebody's gonna die or somebody died or something like that. So there's a message here, a spiritual message. Somebody's feeling sad or down. King of Cups. I feel like there is a change or transformation somebody might be going through. There's a lot of conflict here with the Five of Wands as well that somebody might be experiencing. King of Swords. Somebody has to think a lot about something. Well, I should probably get in the back seat and do this. Anyway, let's see. The Two of Wands. We got the Eight of Wands and the Two of Wands, which represents, comes together to a Ten of Wands, which is, I don't know. King of Cups and the Nine of Swords with a Five of Wands here. So, I feel like somebody needs to prepare for some money to come through. I feel like this is going to be a major transformation and it's like a rebirth of something, or just like this might even usher in a transformation for you. This might even be like a potentially for somebody, this might be like a death of some long lost, you know, like some long lost auntie or something like that who had a whole bunch of money or some shit like that come through. That could be the case. Somebody could be getting some sort of inheritance coming through. That long lost auntie gonna get you right together, you know. Two of Wands here is letting me know that there's some sort of decision that somebody has to make. There's a message along with the decision as well. I feel there's something about family here that I'm picking up on, but I can't quite read it. Side note, I'm going to take a pause on this message real quick and come to you guys with another spiritual message, spiritually guided message that I was getting earlier today. And I was supposed to come live with this, but I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Because y'all motherfuckers don't be listening anyway. Right? Like, I be trying to get y'all the messages. Y'all motherfuckers don't even be listening. Y'all just be over there pretending like, Aqua, what you want me to do? Aqua, what I'm supposed to do? What I'm supposed to do? What I'm supposed to do? I tell you what I'm supposed to do. You don't do it. Okay? You don't do it. All right. So that's something that, you know. Anyway, read the energy. Read the energy. That's the message that was coming through earlier. Read the fucking energy. Some of you guys are not reading the energy, and the energy is loud. It is clear. And honestly, I've done this too. I didn't read the energy either. Because, you know what? Sometimes you don't fucking care. And I get it. That's why when I'm sitting here and I'm telling y'all don't be fucking listening, you know, I get it sometimes. Because sometimes it's not really about what other people think it's about. Like, sometimes for you, at that moment, it's just what you need to do for you right now, right? And so I do get that. Like, trust me, I 100% understand when sometimes you have to do something, or you, like, make a decision, or you're, like, receiving, accepting, doing something, because right now you need that thing. Right now in this moment is something in that you have to, that's helping you in some way, right? And I think sometimes people don't really get that or understand that, because, but also the reason why they don't get it is because maybe you're doing stuff short-sighted, you know, and if you do stuff short-sighted, then sometimes that long-term effect is still gonna hit you the way you don't want it to. But, you know, for the moment, you're just trying to get by for the moment, right? I get both sides. I'm just saying, you know, this is good. We're gonna use this in the process. Okay, let's get back to the reading though. There is change and transformation coming through. I feel like this is about money to some degree. So maybe somebody's going to be getting some money coming through. And then also, am I live? Shit, let me make sure I'm live, because you know what? I'm going to be over here talking and talking. Just going and going. Okay, sorry about that. I just had to check and see if I'm live. I don't know, but I hope I am, because I'm about to read these cards. I'm about to continue on with this reading. So listen, you know, there is a message coming through for you. I feel as though somebody has a decision to make. We have the King of Cups here as well. So this is even like, I feel like somebody's going to have to make a decision. Even through difficulty. Like, you might be going through or experiencing some emotional difficulty or some mental difficulties. and you're going to have to make an emotional decision at the same time. Like, you're going to have to make a decision through the emotions. You're going to have to try to have a clear head about yourself. You know, that might be some difficult sometimes for some people. I'll tell you what I generally do when I know that it's an emotional decision, but I have to obviously make a smart decision. This is probably something that I am supposed to be working away from. Hold on. Sorry about that. So listen, one of the things that, so like for me, for instance, I think a lot through my decisions, especially through my emotional decisions. I actually think it through. I don't really make a lot of emotional decisions. I don't usually make decisions based on emotional irrationality. I don't do that very often at all. As a matter of fact, I almost never do that. So like, even when it's supposed to be like a heart over head decision, most likely I'm gonna think about it. I'm gonna think about it, you know? So like, for instance, I had a situation where, like, you know, there was some feelings involved and things of that nature. And, you know, of course I could have made a heart over head decision, but I didn't. I made a head over heart decision, honestly. And that's just how I do things. And I'm probably supposed to be learning outside of that. Hold on one second. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is this. I feel as though somebody is going to have a decision that they're going to have to make very soon. And that decision might require you, okay, to, you know, work through your emotions or kind of make an emotional decision, or make a decision while you're feeling kind of emotional, something like that. So it's like, it's requiring you to, you know, think while you're feeling emotional. So, you know, there's that. And I get it. Like, sometimes if you're not used to making decisions like that, then take a deep fucking breath before you make the fucking decision, okay? If you are not a Capricorn, Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra, I am going to recommend this with caution, okay? I'll recommend it with caution, goddammit, because, you know, I'm used to making decisions from here. Even if it's a heart decision, I'll make it from here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have to think through my hearts. Like, what I'm saying is, like, I think through my emotional decisions. I think through my emotions. I don't just purely make decisions or choices. None of my decisions or choices are ever purely emotional. Never. Like, never. Never. Right? So it's like never gonna happen like that. So especially like life altering major decisions, oh no, it's gonna be head over heart all the time, right? And so maybe one of the lessons I have to learn with this is how to make emotional decisions based purely off of emotion, purely off of how you're feeling. I haven't gotten that far. I ain't gonna fucking hold you. I ain't gonna hold you, okay? I haven't gotten that far. I haven't gotten to that point. I haven't gotten that far to making decisions purely. Well, no, I mean, so there's a difference. I'm talking about love related, right? So I'm talking related to love right now when I'm talking about this. Now, there are decisions that I have made purely off emotion as it relates to intuition and following my intuition. So those, I'm kind of putting those in two different categories, right? But I'm talking about love shit. Like, when it comes to love, all of my decisions are made logically. All right, yeah. And that's the funny part when my mom be like, you know, love ain't all there is. It's so funny that she says that. I'd be like, man, mom, I don't know how I feel about that, but in reality, it's still how I make my decisions. So even though even though I believe in love and all that shit like that, I still make my decisions from a logical standpoint. So that's crazy. But anyway, we're looking at this over here, and I feel like somebody's just going to need to have that balance between, you know, making these types of decisions in their life. Anyway, the Five of Wands is here too, right? So this is conflict. You know, somebody has some conflict here about, you know, what you want to do, like head over heart type vibe. Also, there is a little bit of depression going on here with somebody. So, you know, I'm feeling very strongly like this could be somebody who's dealing with depression deep down, but like they don't wear it. So this might be somebody who just be like wearing a full-on mask. It's like you looking like everything is good, everything is fine, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, you over there depressed like a bitch. Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what I did today. I ended up, first off, finally found a charger for my speaker. Oh, and Gino said that I can have the speakers that he bought, and it's not even mine. That's the thing. I did not buy this thing, so he's literally giving me a gift. I feel special. Not really, because he's like, I don't even want it no more. Like, so I'm going to be able to play some real music around the whole house. And, you know, I'm just excited about that. But anyway, so listen, I got the speaker, so I brought that over, and then I ended up having to get like a little charging port, because for the last couple of days I haven't been able to listen to my music when I'm getting ready, you know, and stuff like that. So then this morning I play this song, and I'm telling you, I turned it up, I blasted it, and then I have like these mirrors and the thing, so I'm butt naked, you know what I mean? I blast the music and I just start shaking it. And you know what? That made me feel pretty fucking happy. You know, I enjoyed that moment. And I think that, you know, like for some of you guys, like, I don't know what it is that for you helps you to get into a better mood, but I can almost guarantee you that shaking all of your jelly in front of the mirror, I mean, what's better than that? Okay, like, what is better than that? Shaking all of your jelly in front of the mirror. I'm telling you, it's one of the world's wonders, and it is so fun to do. So I just suggest you to do that. Now, obviously, if that's not your vibe, that's not your thing, that's not the kind of thing that makes you happy, no problem. We can find something else for you. Maybe you like to meditate, you know? There's a, you know, like the grassy area, the green area. Maybe you like to meditate and sit down in front of that. That's wonderful. Try that. Maybe you like to sleep. I have been getting some amazing sleep lately. Like, when I say amazing sleep, I mean, girl, okay? Like, I be ready to just go home and go lay down and go to sleep. Like, that's what I am just like super excited about, right? Like, sleep, okay? I do have to, you know, get up with my kids and stuff like that, because I know they probably like, I know you fucking lying, mom. Where the hell you going? Where the hell you been at? So I need to catch up with my babies and bring them over. But, you know, sleep has been super fun. Listening to music and dancing naked in front of the mirror has also been extremely fun as well. Just affirmations in the mirror, also really, 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 really important. Listen, I think that sometimes we are challenged with certain things. Like, for instance, right now, I think I probably weighed the most that I've ever weighed, right? I'm pretty sure I weighed the most that I've ever weighed in my life right now. And the world, like the whole outside world, is telling me I should feel like I should not think so highly of myself. I should feel bad. Like, I should look at myself as less than because I've gained weight. And I'm looking around like, you bitches is miserable. Like, you hoes is sad and unhappy, and I can see it on you. Like, the resentment is real, right? Because the reality is that, you know, no, I've never weighed this weight before, but I'm still who I am. Like, I'm still myself. I still love myself, and it's still okay for me to love myself. And the fact that the world is trying to tell me that I shouldn't love myself is like it's like living in a goddamn paradox or something. It's like living in a fucking, like, it's like living in a nightmare, because it's like, you know, you're in those nightmares where, like, what kind of nightmare? Okay, let's see this. Okay. Listen to me. This is the one, okay? So, like, you know, you have the nightmares where there's an anaconda, right? Or, okay, an anaconda or lots of snakes or lots of spiders, or a nightmare where the vines are like growing and they're like chasing you and they're getting big and they just keep grabbing you and they're like wrapping around you and they won't let you go. Like, you know, like, those are the worst types of nightmares. This is like that. It's like, ew. Every time I look around and somebody's like trying to make me think that I should feel bad because I've gained some weight, because life has stressed, you know what I mean? There's been some stress in life, and I've dealt with this and I've dealt with that, and, you know, and I somehow gained extra weight. It's like, ew. It's like, it makes me see people in a completely different light. It really makes me notice that there's a lot of people out here who really are just fucking unhappy. Just fucking unhappy. Because for you to sit there and try to point out what you think is wrong with me, You could be focused on so many other things. There's so many things in your life, I'm sure, that you could be focused on right now. Instead, you want to focus on what somebody else does, what somebody else has going on in their life. You don't even know why. You know, maybe this person has diabetes. Maybe this person has like PCOS. Like maybe this person really literally has a condition that is causing them to be this way. And here you are with your unhappy, miserable fucking ass. And you're like, oh, you should not think so highly of yourself. Like, it's just like, you're fucking ill. Like, you're really ill. Like, I feel that way about these things that I'm seeing in the general public. And it's also making me understand something too. I will say this. Me losing weight is not going to be a big deal. It's going to be easy. It's going to happen. It's going to happen quickly. But it is going to put me in very much, okay, so when I was younger, I kind of had this very same experience, but it was different, right? When I was younger, I had that experience where I was considered the not cute one, or not the not pretty one, right? So I had this experience where I had to deal with that. And then boom, I blossomed. When I turned 16, I was like the most gorgeous person ever, right? So, and even now, like I'm gorgeous as ever, right? But what it made me see though was it shows you other people's ugly. And then when you change, it makes you more humble and more appreciative of like who you are. So a lot of times, a lot of people are really surprised that I'm just like really humble. The reason why I'm humble is because of different things like that. I've experienced what a lot of people have experienced. And that's why I'm so humble, right? Another reason for that as well is just because, you know, it's like, why be like that? Like, what makes you want to just be cruel to people, you know? Like, what makes you want to be like that? Whatever it is, I don't want to experience it. Whatever it is, I don't want anything to do with it. Like, whatever it is that makes you feel that it's okay to treat people a certain way that's not good, you know? I don't want to be associated with that. Like, I just don't. And so, like, that's what it is. It's the part of me that knows that the lack of compassion that a lot of people express comes from some dark place inside of them. And I don't want to be a part of that darkness, right? Because I have my own darkness, right? But my darkness is not to do that. You know what I mean? Like, that's not my darkness. I have to think about what my darkness is. I have to decide I have to think about it. But we can discuss that on another video. But right now, like, what is my darkness? Because everybody has darkness, right? But I think compassion is not one of them. Lack of compassion is not one of my darknesses. Lack of empathy is not one of my darknesses. Lack of purity is not one of my darknesses. Lack of genuinity, not one of my darknesses. I'm just gonna have to think about, like, what is my darkness, you know? Sexually explorative, probably, you know, like, but that's also within the confounds. Like, you know, I'm sexually explorative with my husband, or with my man, you know, with somebody that I'm with sexually, not like all sorts of people. I'm not interested in that. But, you know, I usually choose a person and then I'm sexually explorative with that person. You know, and so that's how I expand on my sexual, you know, I don't know. Should I call it sexual deviations? Should I call it sexual deviance? I don't know. I don't think it's that, but you know, because to me, like I said, it's more in like a way where I choose a person, one person, and then I explore whatever I want to explore with that person. So it's not like I'm with multiple people. I don't sleep with multiple people. I just don't agree with that. I personally, that's just me though. Like, I'm not telling you what to do with your life. You do what you do. That's good. That's good on you, right? And maybe I might decide one day to, you know, do that, but no, not thus far. Now moving back, you know, all of my past up until today, it's not been like that. I'm not really interested in having that type of experience right now. But anyway, so yeah, I'm trying to figure out what my darkness is. I don't know. Either way, it does not matter. The point that I was trying to make is that, one of the things that I've been noticing in kind of like a collective of people is this idea that it's literally like this idea that it's okay for you to try to aim at somebody else and target other people for the way that they're living their lives. And that's like, get a fucking life. Honestly, because like, why do you feel like you should have any say in somebody else's life, knowing damn well if they start talking about you and your life, start picking your life apart, you're not going to want that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it just don't make no sense to me. It really be looking like a bitch ain't got shit to do. It really be looking like a hoe ain't got nothing to think about. There's nothing else on your mind, on your daily schedule. Like, there's nothing else on your agenda but to sit here and try to just talk about what another person got going on, or what another person look like, or, you know, what they got. It's really nothing else you can do with your day. Like, to me, that's a miserable motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? That's somebody who's miserable, somebody who just really you don't really got much going on for yourself at all, because all you do is sitting here and you want to pick apart somebody else and how they live in their life. And it don't fucking make sense, because what does it got to do with you? Not a fuck thing. So anyway, I'm gonna just move up off of that one. You know, and I'm gonna take my time up off of that one. You know what I mean, and move back here. But I feel like we got over here because we were talking about somebody needing to make a decision while feeling, maybe you're thinking about things, maybe you're going through an emotional time or like a depressed time or something like that, and you're going to need to make a decision. You're going to need to make like a logical type of vibe decision, a logical type of decision, while you may be feeling emotionally, or while you may be experiencing something, you know, that's potentially experiencing something emotional. So that means, like, for instance, you might be dealing with a death, or you might be dealing with something sad, or you might be dealing with a loss of job, or you might just be depressed. You know, maybe you just feeling depressed because of, I don't know, it's gloomy outside. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why motherfuckers is depressed. So, you know, I'm just guessing. You know, maybe you're feeling depressed because, you know, sorry, I'm trying to reach this card, but, you know, maybe you're feeling depressed because, fuck, you know, it rained today and you don't like rain, or, you know, I don't know, you know, why would you feel depressed? I don't know why you're depressed. I don't know why you may feel depressed. Listen, I hope that, you get through it, you know, whatever it is. I hope that it goes away, you know. Also, there might be an energy of somebody who just kind of likes the energy of depression. It's like you like, somebody might sulk a lot, okay? This might be somebody who sulks a little bit. This is like, you just kind of like, you just like hang out in the realm of, in the realm of depression and depressed, okay? So I don't know how to feel about that. Like, if that's what you prefer to feel like, then okay. Like, if you know what I mean? Like, if that's where you want to be, then all right, cool. But either way it goes, there's a decision that's going to have to be made from that space. Now, this might cause you some conflict. You know, this might cause you some conflict. Spirit is really just saying, think it through, you know, think it through logically. God damn it. I dropped another card. Okay. Spirit is like, think it through logically. You know what I mean? And then make a quick decision. It might be something like that as well, where you do have to make a quick decision. Here's that 10 of Pentacles that I was thinking was coming through earlier. This is about family and security as well. Yeah, because we had that 2 of Wands and that 8 of Wands earlier, and it comes together to a 10 of Wands. And look, here's the 10 of Wands showing itself. Hey, Cat Goddess, how are you? We have the Hermit card here as well, which is like taking some time to gain some knowledge or wisdom. The High Priestess being here means that somebody is gaining some knowledge or wisdom, potentially isolation, through isolation and isolating. Like, for instance, right now, I discovered this today. I, you know, went and moved and got my own place, right? And because I don't have, you know, all the furnishings, I'm not going to, you know, force my kids to come and sleep on the floor. So, you know, they've been staying with their dad, you know, for the most part. But I did get, you know, enough rooms for them to, you know, come once I get furnishings for them and everything. But for now, in the meantime, it's just me, right? And I'm just kind of by myself, and, you know, on my day-to-day for the last little bit since I moved in has just been me and myself. And what I've been discovering is, you know, my rest, so key and so paramount. But also I've been getting a lot of spiritual downloads. Also, I've been getting messages, and I've been getting kind of like a shift of energy has been happening. Okay. And so maybe this is what that is as well. Like for me right now, like I'm in kind of like in a state of isolation. You know, one of the stories that really stick out for me when it relates to isolation was the story of Mary. And Mary would always, and I believe that this comes through the Quran and not the Bible. I think it was Joseph would visit Mary, and every time Joseph visited Mary, she always had like a bowl of fruits, or she always had some sort of what would be like a gift. But back in those, or seemingly back in those times, a bowl of fruit was a lot to have. You know, like that's a blessing. Who brought you these blessings, right? So Cat Goddess, I don't know. Give me 1 second to get to that, and we can kind of take a look at that for you, okay? But real quick, let me just finish this thought, okay? Because I think it's really important when it kind of brings something home for me. So, like, every time Joseph would visit Mary, she always had a bowl of fruit. And back in those times, like, a bowl of fruit was like having some money. Like, who dropped this stack of stack of money off at you? You know what I mean? Like, where you get this money from, right? So every time he would visit her, and she would take like long hiatuses and long hermit modes, like long bouts of isolation, where she would go into like this little place, and she would be by herself for long periods of time, right? And so every time he would come to visit her, he noticed that she always had a bowl of fruit. And he's like, well, where's this fruit coming from? And basically she's just like, oh, God just blessed me, So like, I love that. I so love that, right? Because it's like, hey, look, I don't have to have all this money in order to receive the sustenance and the nutrition that I need. The nutrition that I need is going to come to me because I have faith, because I know that it will, because it is, I've manifested these things, right? And of course, she never said it like that. Like, she never said, oh, I've manifested it. She would always say like, oh, God has supplied me with sustenance or some shit like that. That's how it was like replied to in the scriptures or in those verses, was like, oh, the sustenance of the Lord, or, some shit like that. Like, the Lord has blessed me, But at the same time, what we're looking at here is we're looking at somebody who had the ability to manifest what they needed. And you don't need too much. I don't need to have, these massive buildings, homes, and things like that. I may want them, I may desire them at some point, but I don't need this massive house in order to care for myself. Simply just need a small location, and as long as I have some fruits, I've got the sustenance I need. As long as I got my lights on and my internet, you know what I mean? I've got what I need. Basically, I feel like somebody is learning their power through their isolation, right? That isolation is going to give you a lot of time to practice manifesting small things, large things, big things, etc. So if you're going through a bout of isolation, that's not the only way that you can learn and gain things. You can always gain things in other ways as well. But if you happen to be just going through this type of moment right now, then practice what you need to practice. Trust. I think this is all about trust. This is about trusting the universe, trusting what you know, trusting what you feel deep down, right? And not allowing what you see around you and in life distract you from what it is that you're desiring to manifest or bring into life. See, the thing is, we are actually indeed creators, but we get so caught in default mode that we forget to decide what it is that we would like to see happen in life, and then we just get whatever we get. Like, we get what is given to us because we are not being intentional about what we want and what we desire. We're not being intentional, and we are not putting our energy where we want the energy to go. Okay, if you are a creator, that means you have to give the universe something to create, or you'll just get creation out of default, right? So sometimes what we do is we look at our current present environment and we accept that as, oh, this is my reality, so there's nothing else you can't. It's like the things that you would really like to see, the things that you would like to visualize or envision, or the things that you would like to bring into fruition. It's like you can't see past your reality, so you're unable to create or manifest anything because you are allowing your current reality to stop you from creating more, or creating something new, or creating something else. That could be considered self-sabotage, I guess. Maybe a little. Maybe just a little. Maybe just a tiny little bit. I don't know where this conversation comes from, because this message wasn't even going in that direction. But okay, fine. The High Priestess is here. I feel like the High Priestess is like, it's knowing and trusting the process, you know? Somebody might be feeling like they need to escape something. Escape what? Okay, hey, Licky. Seven of Cups. Multiple options. Okay, so Cat Goddess wanted to know, why does the person on my mind always seem to reply to other people instead of me? Well, the first thing that came to my mind is check your surroundings. Check your surroundings. Check your actions and check your behavior. Check where you have done that same thing to someone else and correct it. That's literally what came up. And I know you're probably like, what? I know. But that's what came to me. That's literally what came to me. What came to me was check your energy. Have you been doing that elsewhere, and now it's showing up with the person that you don't want it to show up with? I don't know. I'm just saying, take a look. It's a vibe check. It's a vibe check. Oh no, not a heavy heart. What is going on, Licky? Of course you can ask. The Fool is in reverse. Somebody's not taking a leap of faith because of heartbreak, or they're feeling like the heart is gonna be broken. But the Spirit says action is required. Action is required because the Ace of Swords is here, which means take action. And that also means Spirit say that's the damn truth. there's some tarot readers that I sometimes tap into, and they always say with the Ace of Swords, and Spirit say that's the damn truth. Right? Anyway, look, the Fool card is in reverse. Somebody's not taking a leap of faith because they feel heartbreak, or they are concerned about heartbreak as well. So that's there. Hey Kiki, how you doing? I got an aunt named Kiki. I wonder how she's doing. I need to call her. Yeah, I need to call my aunt and just say, hey girl. She probably gonna be like, I know you fucking lying. Talking about, hey girl. I need to call my auntie Kiki. She's like, I know you lying. Talk about, hey girl. I'm good. Hope you're doing good. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. I am actually. I need to be working right now, but honestly, I was supposed to go, I had a vision that I was going to go to the office and go live and do a reading about some very specific things that I need to know about. It's so crazy because, like, in my day-to-day life, I really do not do tarot readings a lot. I really do not. Like y'all would think I do tarot readings all the time with every situation. I do not. I absolutely do not. I let life happen. Life just be happening to me. Maybe I should be more intentional about it as it relates to the tarot and divination and stuff like that, but I'm not. Like, honestly, the reason why I really started getting into this magical bag was because somebody was literally putting magic on me. And I was like, oh, hell no. Like, I'm like, oh, hell now. I got to learn something, bitch. And so I started like jumping into it to learn what I could learn and trying to protect myself, protect my family. And of course, this person has had a field day doing magic on me. Okay. This person has had a field day. I've learned quite a bit, but obviously I still haven't learned everything that I need to know. So I'm still working at it, but this person has had a fucking field day with me. Okay. And so that I don't like at all. And so I'm still learning, still fighting the funk. And I had some success with it a few years back. But you know, this person came back again, probably about a year and a half ago, maybe not a year and a half, but like a year ago, they came back and basically froze me. Okay. For lack of better words. Also creating a lot of chaos with me and Gino too. So, you know, I'm still figuring out some of those things. Anyway, I'm sorry. Disregard all of that. That was just nothing. That was just nothing. All right. So it's just been this repeated pattern of people seeming to not appreciate me or whatever I do for them or try to. It's frustrating when you're a grateful person, but yet people don't seem to appreciate it. You know, I do understand that. I really do. I really do understand that because you know why? Sometimes the things that you're doing, other people may not recognize it as such. Okay, I want you to know that. And so that also needs to be made plain for you so that you're not thinking that people are just like, oh, you go grateful sons of bitches, right? Like, right? Like you ungrateful hoes, like, you know, but sometimes people are unaware of the things that you're doing also, right? So like, and if people are unaware, how can they truly be grateful for the things that you're doing if they're unaware? That's one. Number two, I know to be like, you ungrateful bitches. Like, I get it, you know, but also you got to remember that sometimes people don't see things the way that you see it too, right? Like, so we have to keep that in mind. And I've dealt with this type of thing too. So I definitely understand how you feel. One of the ways that I'm able to like release that and not like let it bother me is to know that, well, first off, I prefer with myself, like, you know, they say that, okay, here's the saying, perfect saying to help bring it together. There's a saying that says, never loan person money that you need. Like, right? Like, never loan another person money that you're going to need, right? Like, if you give somebody money, let it be money that you don't even need, right? Because if they can't pay you back, then you're going to be fucked up, right? Like, don't let yourself get fucked up because of some shit, you know what I mean? And don't let the friendship get fucked up because of some shit, you know what I mean? Some money stuff. So it's likened to that. So like when you are doing things that you know, want to do for other people or whatever, also let it be the same type of way. Also let it be things that you do without the intention of receiving something back. That way you don't feel slighted if they're not like, you know what I mean? If they're not like showing appreciation or whatever, or, right? Because sometimes it's just like, hold on, no. Listen, bitch, I did this and this and this for you, and you didn't even say thank you, right? Sometimes it's okay to let people know the things that you've done for them, right? If you feel, and I don't mean in a way where you're like, okay, hold on, let me clear that up. Let me clear that up real quick. You should not be throwing things in people's face. You should not be throwing things in people's face. You should not be throwing things in people's face. But you can remind or you know, let somebody know like, hey, I did this or I did that, you know, for you, whatever. I didn't really feel like you were very appreciative of that thing. If this is something that you kind of need to point out, like it's okay to point out to people that you feel that they're not appreciating you is what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say that you should throw things up in people's face, because no, if you're not doing something from the kindness of your heart, don't do it for me, bitch. Because don't come back later talking about I did this for you and I did that for you. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Because see, that's why I'm not. Oh, see, that's why you shouldn't have ever did it. Because motherfucker, fuck you. What the fuck you mean? Like, why you coming up in my face acting like, oh, man, listen, don't throw things up in people's face in that way. maybe just let people know that you feel unappreciated is probably the better way, okay? Like I feel unappreciated. Like I feel like you don't appreciate the things that I do. That might open the door for that person to be like, well, what are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? Like, what is it that you feel that you've done that I wasn't appreciative of? And then you can be like, okay, well, I remember doing this or blah, 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 blah. That might be helpful, especially if we talking about relationship shit. Because listen, the first thing you not gonna do to me is tell me all the, write a whole list of every fucking thing you done did for me. Bitch, if you didn't do it from the kindness of your fucking heart, the fuck you do it for? Like, you know? And that's not to say that it's okay to not be grateful. That's not it at all. It's not what I'm saying at all. Gratitude is such an important energy. It's so very important. But the reason for that is because, like I said, sometimes people don't know or recognize or correlate the things that you've done to something that they should be grateful for, because maybe they see what you've done as like a natural thing. Does that make sense? Like, okay, how about this? Okay, so let me tell you something. This is one thing, and I still have never had this conversation with Gino, but me washing his clothes and washing his drawers, like that was a big thing for me, bro. Like, I don't think you understand. You can wash your own goddamn drawers. Listen, right? And Gino was never Gino was never the type of person that had like he never had no nasty drawers or nothing. Like, you know, some niggas be nasty as fuck. Like they have like shit off in their drawers. Gino never had that. Like, that's never been the case with him, right? But it was still, to me, it was like, nigga, I washed your fucking drawers. Like, you can appreciate some shit, nigga. Like, you got me fucked up. Like, right? He never, ever, ever, probably to this day, sees that for me, that was a lie, bitch. Okay? So, be fucking grateful. Right? Like, appreciate. Like, you know? Another thing is, like, even though I had no problem doing these things, me waking up out of my sleep at 2 o'clock in the morning to make you a meal, that was an effort on my part. Be fucking grateful. Like, you know, like I didn't have to do that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't, you know, fuck you, man. Like, I didn't have to do none of that. Like, I did these things out of the kindness of my heart. I did these things because I love you and I want you to feel loved and cared for and things like that. So, yes, this is something you should be grateful for, motherfucker. Like, it's not just a given, you know? Me doing special things. Like, these are things I'm doing out of the kindness of my heart. Okay? Appreciate it, bitch. Because when I stop doing it, then you're going to be like, you don't do such no more. You didn't appreciate none of that. So, I mean, that's the relationship side, right? Like, I don't know if you're talking about a relationship thing at all. I don't. But let me look at your comment and find out, okay? I'm not answering that call. Here he go calling me as soon as I said that. Right? Yeah, I tell y'all, like, every time I talk about anything on here, Gino be like, well, let me tell you something. I'm like, fuck, get off my phone. Stop it. All right, let me see. So I'm gonna swipe up. 1 second. Hold on. Sorry about that. So let me take a look at the comments. She said, yeah, true. I hide the best parts of myself in plain sight just to see how there are going to be first, because it's like people taking advantage of me and I'm just done and been done a long time ago. Oh my goodness. Like, do you feel like people are taking advantage of you? Or maybe, I'm so glad that you're saying this, because it just makes me think of certain conversations that I've had, which I think I'm just going to take, like, you know what I'm going to do? Okay, so like, I feel that I have like I feel like I've had grave, deep misunderstandings between somebody that, you know, that I care about a lot. And I feel like there's just like a lot of misunderstandings that have occurred. You know, for instance, I'll just say this, like, yo, me and my mom, bro, bro, I sometimes now am like super cautious to like explain to my mom, like because like sometimes I get on this channel and I be talking about things that I used to be frustrated about with my mom or like stuff like that. Like, I don't feel like I'm like currently frustrated about much now, you know, but like in the past, there were some things that I probably still needed to heal from, or that I still needed to work through, that I was having frustrations with, that I might talk about on this channel from time to time. And so sometimes I would just be like, what if my mom, like if my mom saw those things, I wouldn't want her to think that I'm still upset or bothered by those things now. It's just that those are things that I'm still working through, right? So anyway, sometimes now I'm like careful with how I approach conversation with my mom, because I don't want her to misunderstand me, right? And it can be easy to do so, and the difference between a little misunderstanding and clarifying that misunderstanding quickly could be like 2 years, you know what I mean? So like, no, we can't be passing, these many years can't go by off of some silly misunderstanding. So I feel like what I'm going to do with this, and this is what I'm going to suggest for you as well, is this. Sometimes the communication is, maybe I'm feeling this is so perfect. Like so many perfect in so many ways. I was getting a message earlier about communication, or not communication, but like, so I have a tendency to be completely logical brain, like completely mind brain, right? I don't make decisions a lot from emotion. I don't, even if I'm feeling emotional about something, I will logically think through my heart, right? Like I'm okay, all right, I'm gonna think it through. And sometimes if I'm gonna think it through and it's a heart thing, it might take me 6 fucking months to make a simple decision, because I was not going to let my heart make me make an irrational decision. Okay, so and that might sound ridiculous to, you know, maybe like a Pisces, or like a, you know, like a Scorpio, or like a Cancer, you know what I mean? But like, bitch, this is not a head decision. This is a heart decision, and make the heart decision with your heart. Make it with your heart, right? So I feel like what I'm trying to say is this. There are some decisions that I'm recognizing now are a heart decision and not a head decision at all, right? But I'm still a logical fucking person, so I'm gonna still think about that shit. I just got to think about it. I'm gonna try my best, okay, just to follow the intuition and all that shit like that. But, you know, some things it's too difficult to do so. I want you right now in this moment, if you feel that somebody is either not appreciating you, or if you feel like you're uncertain about something, I want you to ask for clarity, just simply right now where you are. I would like some clarity on whether or not this person appreciates me or doesn't appreciate me. I would like this person to, or I would like to have more gratitude. You know, it's okay to ask for things like that. That might seem silly, but no. I think I want people to be more grateful for the things that I do for them. I think I would like people to recognize the things that I'm doing for them. I think I would like to experience more people that automatically recognize, see, notice, and appreciate the things, the little or big things that I do. That's important, okay? And then I also want you to also recognize, once again, we talked about sometimes we do things because it's like, oh, let me see if this person's going to notice something, or, you know, you want to be noticed for things, but maybe be aware that, well, it's okay also to say, oh, I did this, you know, it's okay to let people know that maybe what you did was kind of going out on a limb, right? Because maybe people don't think that that's going out on a limb. I just want to be clear with you. Me washing boxers and drawers was going out on the limb, okay? That was me giving a lot of effort, okay? Like, wash your own fucking drawers. Like, wash your own goddamn drawers, right? And I never thought of it like that, because it was just a thing that I just did, but now that we're not together on the other side of things, I'm like, nigga, I washed your drawers, so you can complain to some fucking body else. That's how I feel. That's how I feel about it now. Like, you know, but in reality, I didn't have a problem doing that, because I just felt like, okay, this is probably, you know, something I could do. But it was a thing that I'm like, this is not something I would just normally do. I'm not just walking around washing niggas' drawers and shit. Like, it's just not going down like that. Okay, let me just Appreciation and gratitude is so very important. And also feeling appreciated and not feeling like you're being taken advantage of is so important as well. I need to sit on this one. I need to sit on this one. It's like where you say, like, for example, holding the door open for someone, then they always complain about then thinking they lucky I didn't slam it in their faces or things like that. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, I get it. But like, for instance, the holding of the door thing, to me, I express gratitude with those types of things, but also I do also see that as a thing that is kind of like a natural thing too, right? Like, but that's also me because I believe in courtesy, right? Like I believe in being courteous. I believe in courtesy, right? So, but that doesn't mean that people shouldn't be saying thank you. You know, every time somebody holds a door open for me, or even when I'm at a restaurant, like a restaurant, people are dropping things off on my table and delivering my food and stuff like that, I say thank you. I go to this one place, it's a buffet, right? It's a sushi hibachi place. And so it's a all you can eat too. So you order the stuff and then they go back, they cook it and they bring it to you and they just drop it, you know? And so sometimes they're bringing things at different times. So they might bring my rainbow, they might bring my rainbow rolls right now. And in the next minute, they'll bring my Singapore noodles. And then they'll bring my ragoons, my crab ragoons, right? Well, every time. Oh, it's you. Hi. What's up?
I'm just trying to see where you was at. You didn't answer.
Oh, I'm right here. Give me a second. I'm just gonna end this up, okay? So anyway, so that they will drop stuff off at different times. It doesn't matter if one person drops something off and the second later and the next person drops something off and the second later somebody else drops something off. I say thank you to each person, right? But everybody don't think like that, right? Like everybody's not like that. I say thank you. Literally, I just did this recently. They dropped something. One person dropped something off 5 seconds later. Literally, like they were right behind each other. Like 1, 2, 3. Like literally, one person, 2 person, 3 person, that quick. And I'm just like, thank you, thank you, thank you. I say thank you every fucking time somebody drops something on my table, right? That's just me though. Everybody's not like that. So, this is a problem that you have. Yes, Lucky, ask that question right now. Because I have, Gino just showed up. You're not annoying me. You're not annoying me at all. You can ask that. Gino just showed up. So I did just tell him I would get off, and I will. But if you have a question, ask it now. Cat Goddess, let's get back to your thing here. So let me go back because I really feel like I'm missing the point here. And I don't want to miss the point. I want you to know this. Okay, I'm doing my best. But I'm kind of jumping and back and forth and stuff like that because there's so many different ways that I can relate to what you're talking about right now. And so that's probably the thing I'm trying to like, all of the ways that I can relate, I'm trying to like grab at all of them at the same time, and I can't do that. So let me just slow down. I'm going to slow myself down right now, and I'm going to look at your comments again, and then we're going to go back and I'm going to address it, you know, as I need to again. Okay, so let's see. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you've had a wonderful night. Let's see. Cat Goddess, this first message is so sweet. I don't know why, but it's so sweet to me. Like, it's like, what is going on here? So you said, okay, so like, why does the person on my mind always seem to reply to other people instead of me when I'm the one who manifested a bunch of subscribers or followers for her out of the goodness of my heart? I'm so sorry for laughing like that, but okay. Please don't get mad at me. I'm done, okay? All right, so it's just been the repeated pattern of people seeming to not appreciate me or whatever I do for them or try to. It's frustrating when you're a grateful person, but yet people don't seem to be appreciative. Okay, so 2 parts. I'm putting them both together. And here's another thing that I think. Even though we can seemingly pick up on things energetically, and even though we can seemingly pick up on things telepathically and everything, I think it might be important for you to still have that verbal communication until the energetic, spiritual, telepathic connection is solidified. Does that make sense? Right? Okay. Cat Goddess, don't get mad at me. I hope you did not get mad at me. Let's go back. Let's go. Let me go down to the new. Okay, so it's like you say, for example, holding the door. Right, got you. So I'm like, it's probably, so hold on. So I'm like, is probably why I sometimes emotionally or even energetically slam the door on people, because I got tired of it happening all the time growing up. I'm terrible. Okay, so I get it. But like, the thing is, so like if you're doing things energetically, that's important too, but also keep in mind, right? In life, we often send a lot of mixed signals, a lot of mixed signs. And that last comment that I read from you lets me know that you might have a little bit of that in your energy too. So like, you know, the thing is, how the hell am I supposed to know you manifested all this shit for me and then you telling me I don't like you? Like, you know, like, hold on. Hey, hold on. Right? So I need you to think about that. I need you to think about the fact that maybe you could also be putting off different types of energy sometimes. Maybe one day you're putting off this, oh, I'm going to manifest all this light and love for this person. And the next day you're putting, I'm going to, I hope nothing but trolls come to your channel, right? Like, you know, you got to think about it. You got to think about it, because that can happen. Here's the thing. Sometimes, like, listen, bro, look, shit. Emotions is a motherfucker, right? Like, I just remember, yeah. Look, you sometimes could be like, one day you could be just completely good vibing. Like sometimes Gina will be like, something wrong with you? Like, no, it's nothing wrong with me. Like I might be one day like totally like vibing, like happy-go-lucky, talking, laughing, cat, kiki, and all this shit. Like, and then the next day I might be completely quiet and somber and just like quiet, right? And he's like, what's wrong? Like, did I do something wrong? And I'm like, what? No, like some days I'm just quiet. Like some days I'm kind of relaxed. I'm chill. You know what I mean? I'm just going to chill and kick back, whatever. I'm not, you know, all that. So that's like a mixed signal though. Like, you know what I mean? Because he's like, you good? Like, did I do something wrong? Right? Like, and so you got to remember that too. Like other people, if you feel that you might be doing that, like you might be like one day you're feeling all open and vibes and, you know, you helping and shit like that. And the next day you sending trolls to the channel. You know what I mean? Like you got to think about that. And you got to remember that people can sometimes pick up on those vibes. But also, let's go another step further. It may be a good idea to communicate verbally until you guys have established that energetic connection, to be able to recognize the energy. It may be a good idea to verbally communicate these things. I'm just saying, okay? Just an idea. All right, Licky, do you see love coming in for me? I'm always learning lessons. Oh, Lord. Licky, now tell me what's going on, because you also said, what did you say earlier? Your heart is heavy. What the hell is going on? I do get that and I do understand that, but sometimes you gotta take a leap of fucking faith, right? And I'm not saying to do it. Hey, hold on, like be careful. Like let me preface what I'm saying. All right, hold on, goddamn it. All right, you make the decision and the choice when that conversation is happening, right? Like you decide that. But you know, if you're sending these mixed messages, how you expect people to know? I'm just saying, like, I don't got nothing else to say. That's it and that's all. Like, that's all there is to say. If you're sending mixed messages, or if you're like open and then not open, or like saying stuff and then backing out, or like whatever, I don't know how, you know, whatever that might look like for you, but if you're doing that, then how do you expect this person to actually read you? Like, what are you talking about? Like, how do you expect this person to know what's the right thing to do or say? Or how do you expect this person to open up to? Like, that's what it is. That's what it is right there. God damn it, that's what it is. How do you expect this person to open up if you're not opening it up? Excuse me? Okay, let's get to Licky. I'm such a lover girl, and it never works out for me. Oh, no. No. It's not working out because you're saying it never works out for me. You know, this is okay. So like, I know sometimes y'all probably, I know that when I say this, somebody's gonna give me the side eye. Like, AquaStarGoddess, do not give me that self-love shit. But I'm trying to tell you, listen, the reason for the self-love thing is that, first and foremost, the self-love thing gives you the permission to give yourself grace. Number one. Number two, the self-love thing gives you permission to be a fucked up individual and still deserve love. You can be a fucked up individual. Listen, we are all, first off, let's be clear. We're all fucked up. Okay? Trust it. Trust it. We're all fucked up in some way. And I don't mean that we have to be like bonkers and crazy. Just being a normal human being in this day and time, we're all fucked up still. Okay? Because we all got some kind of trauma that we have to deal with. We all have some sort of thing that we have to heal from on a daily, regular basis, whether it's self-inflicted or inflicted by other people. It doesn't fucking matter. Okay? Earlier today, I was talking to you guys about how, like, literally, the world wants me to think that because I've gained a little weight that I shouldn't love myself. That's something I have to deal with. Like, really, literally, the world is saying, oh, you're overweight? Like, you deserve nothing. And I'm like, fuck you, bitches. Like, you know, like, excuse me? Because I went through some stress, you know what I mean? And I gained more weight than I normally gain. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, really? So, okay. But anyway, the world already has so much coming at you. So it's just like, it's so much that comes towards you, so much that you have to deal with. Just being a human being. Let alone if you're a woman or black, or if you got a mental disorder, or if you got ADHD, or, you know, you got pigeon toes, or, you know, or you're fucking, you know, a midget, or, you know, you're a giant. There's so many things that we can call out and say, you know, that could potentially be looked at as wrong. But the reality is, self-love gives you the permission to be whatever and still receive and deserve love. So we have to start there, because when we give ourselves that love, right, we give ourselves permission to be who the fuck we are, exactly how the fuck we are, and still know that there's somebody out there who's going to love your crazy, short, big stub foot toe, okay, big back, okay, ugly, big nose, big lips, like, you know, too skinny. Somebody is going to love you. Probably more than one somebody. It's probably multiple somebodies out there that would love to drink your bathwater. You have to allow yourself to see it, though. Okay? You got to allow yourself to see it. All right, let me see. So I'm 30 and no kids, no man. Okay. Well, I guess you're being challenged with that concept. Right now, you're being challenged with still seeing your worthiness, even though you're 30 and no kids and no man. Does that mean that you're not worthy of love? Right? Because that's what they tell us. Oh, listen, there was a whole, what do they call it? Like the medieval time and shit like that. Like if you were 30 without children, you were an old hag. You were an old maid. These are concepts that in reality, when we really look at it, They don't define your worthiness. They don't define whether or not you deserve love, or you deserve to have a family, or you are worthy of getting those things. Thank you. Yes, I know. All right, let's go back. Let's see. So, I mean, I thought I was open up though, but I mean, then again, getting a Scorpio to open up fully is probably like trying to take all the teeth out of a shark's mouth. I don't think Scorpios are that bad as far as like opening up. Scorpios are usually pretty upfront, very upfront. I don't think I've ever met a Scorpio that wasn't very upfront, you know? Am I crazy? Like, am I... Maybe is that my unique experience with Scorpios? I don't think I've ever had an experience where Scorpios weren't upfront. Let's see about romantically. Yeah, nah. I mean, in this day and age, maybe not, but like back in my day. Back in my day, like, right? No, I don't have that experience with Scorpios, honestly. So I don't know. The person isn't finding me. Aw. All right, so let me see. So you have a Scorpio, right? And the Scorpio is not communicating. So I'm always positive, and I've done enough healing and self-love, but I would like to create life. I'm so sorry. I'm very sorry, okay? Because this is not a joking matter, okay? It could just be the way that I read that, the tone, and you know, it just all came through in a certain way to me. So I'm so sorry, okay? Here's what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna pull some cards for you, okay? I want to know. Let me go back on your question. Let me see. Do you see love coming in for me? I'm always learning lessons. I don't know how I feel about that. I want to know more about your experience then in that case, you know? So, I mean, then again, maybe it just depends on the situation. But yeah, I mean, that's like, we are either upfront or secretive as fuck. It's like no in between on that. Okay, no, okay, yeah, you might be right about that part. Because like I was about to say, like, I don't think I've ever met a Scorpio that wasn't like gonna give you the business, especially if you needed it. Like my mom is a Scorpio. She does not hold bars, right? But it might be maybe like on, you know, like obviously like probably like on like, you know, sexual stuff, you know, smexual stuff. She might be like, you know, a little bit more quiet about those things. But girl, shoot, my mom give you the business, okay? And it be like, girl, you're so angry. Girl, what's going on? All right, let me come back to you, Cat Goddess. Let's take a look and see what's going on with Licky here real quick. Cat Goddess, I really want to maul, like, kind of hold off on some of the things that you are thinking about here, because I really want to, I feel like there's something that needs to come out, but it's just, it's like, and keep in mind, sometimes I have to come back like 2 days later and then I'll be like, oh, I got this message for you. I know you're probably like, girl, I want the message today, not 2 days from now. But patience is a virtue. That's what they used to tell me, you know, your patience is a virtue. Because I used to spaz out. That's what happened when I was younger. My grandpa used to say I used to be impulsive, so they used to tell me patience is a virtue because of that. Actually, I don't ever, like, in reality, even though maybe my folks felt like I was like impulsive with certain things, I've always been like very careful, especially about big things in my life. I've always been very careful to sit there and think about it, like, clearly. So I don't know, maybe I just was making decisions and they they didn't know I was thinking about it for 6 months before I decided to do it. Anyway, moving forward. Some sort of transformation. You got to make a decision on some sort of transformation, Licky. What is this all about? Because I know Licky is done. Licky don't want to hear nothing about no self-love. Licky said, I don't want to hear nothing about that. Tell me about the man. The man is coming. And when is the man coming? Okay? Cha. Okay, look. We got the sun card here. We got the 2 of Wands. So there will be a decision. Listen, the sun card can represent a youth, a child even. This can represent the birth of a baby as well. So look. But we don't want no birth and no babies without no solid situations, right? Because listen, it's a lot to be taking care of children with somebody, let alone by yourself. And I'm not saying that it can't be done or whatever. Like if the situation don't work out, that you can't, you know, do it. But I'm just saying, if you don't gotta, you know what I mean? Like why do it a certain way if you don't have to, right? 7 of Wands is a foundation. The Justice card, the King of Swords and the Justice card is here. So there is some sort of situation coming there. But it's when is the question. Girl, I know you ain't asking me for no timing. You don't know in real life my timing is fucked up. Child, I'm on CPT in real life, honey. I don't think you want to ask me about timing. Maybe I need to get that out my system. I'm good on timing. I'm good on timing. I'm good on timing. I'm good on timing. I can hear Mahogany saying, just because you're saying it all loud don't make it, that ain't gonna make it true. Ooh, Mahogany be roasting me about my timing, baby. All right, let's see. I dropped a card. I don't know where it's at. I can't find it. I'm trying to get it. Oh, there it is. Okay. This is the 8 of Cups. Ooh. See, this don't work. This ain't good. We got to give you another life reading. Good Lord. Okay, don't say that. So, right, if my mouth opens, it's like all hell probably had to break loose right now. Well, listen, I mean, I don't know. Listen, I don't want to just assume that it's always like that. But, you know, I'm just saying, like, you know, because, like, I have, so my best friend's a Scorpio, my mom's a Scorpio, and then I did have one romantic relationship with a Scorpio. And he was pretty honest, too, about, like, what he was feeling anyway. Like, you know. Like, I'm just saying, like, he was pretty upfront about, like, when we first met, he was pretty upfront about, like, what he wanted, about what he liked or did not like, you know, the only thing that he lied about was, he didn't even lie, he just, you know, somebody just go silent, yeah, he did that. I was like, oh, no, we done now. But, you know, we had a situation, you know, something went down, and I was just like, brother, unfortunately, that is all she wrote. We done. I can't do nothing with you now. Right? But I do want to say, like, other than that, like, he still was very, like, upfront about, like, what it was that he wanted or what he liked or didn't like, you know? So I didn't have that experience. So, I don't have no experience that I can say where maybe a Scorpio is just not gonna say, and like I said, that's my limited experience, so I don't want to like say, oh, that's all Scorpios. I don't know, you know, because like my best friend is a little bit different. She's a Scorpio, but she's different to some degree. Because my mom be like, girl, you a Scorpio, what you mean? And she be like, no, like, so she has some differences. But again, that's where the natal chart comes in too. Because like, keep in mind, you got natal charts, and your natal chart's got different signs and stuff in there. So it might cause some of those characteristics to not appear. in you because they're subdued in some other placement. So you got to think about that too. Okay, I'm not gonna stress it. Let's get to Licky, because I know Licky like if you don't get to my reading, child, girl, this is a rough reading though. Cause like all right, so listen, Licky, yeah, I get that. So let's see here, Licky. Look, baby, this reading is really just, it's like, why is you coming like this tonight of all nights? Like, good Lord. Listen, there's a baby in the future for sure. Maybe, okay. This makes sense. I feel as though you're going to find your person in travel. That's why it's showing up like this. Because I was sitting here like, what the hell is this? It looks like you might find this person in travel. And that's why, well, it's just a bunch of different energies that was showing up. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, you know, so it just looks like you have some travel to make. It's like a traveling situation here. Maybe the current location or the location where you spent a good deal of time is not where you're going to find your person, you know? Let me tell you something. And let me tell you this just for your understanding. I did not even meet my current husband where I lived. He was in a completely different state, and it was, well, we was on like the first dating app type things, right? And I know nowadays you got to worry about catfishing and all sorts of things, you know, but shoot, I had to worry about that too. You know, I never knew what he looked like until till he sent me a picture, right? He had to send me a picture in the snail mail, child. Okay. So like, I didn't know nothing. It could have been a complete catfish, right? But, we didn't even meet in person. We met through this app and we started talking, you know, we talked on the phone and we were just like really good friends for a long time. And eventually one day, I ended up going to another state, and he sent me a letter when he moved to another state as well. We had completely lost contact. Like, he didn't have my number. I didn't have his number no more. And I did my very best to keep contact with him, or at least, you know, keep up with, like, I would call his mom and, you know, his mom's house and like check to see if, you know, he was around or whatever. But anyway, so like, he ended up sending me a letter, and it forwarded to my address in a new state, in a whole completely different state. And then we got back in contact with each other, and eventually I called him, we talked, and then one day it was time for me to come visit him, and I came to visit him, and I just never left, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is that he lived in a completely different state than I lived in when we first started talking. And before we actually like started our relationship, like once we actually started our relationship, I moved to a completely different state. Now, I'm not suggesting that, by the way, only because of that whole isolation factor and being like away from your family, like being around your family, or, you know, I think that's really important. I do. And, I would probably have definitely made some things different. Like, I would have definitely done some things differently, knowing what I know now. So I would not suggest that to you. But what I'm saying is, you might not meet the person that you're going to be with in the current place that you're in. You know, sometimes you have to expand your horizon, you know. Oh, you live in a small town too? Oh, good Lord. So yeah, if you live in a small town, you know, you might have to travel, you know. Hey, listen. Your love is in another location. And I'm telling you this because I see this 8 of Cups. And this 8 of Cups, look at how that person is like, look at how this person is like walking off into like another area, like going to another place. That's what this means. This means walking to a new place, traveling, you know, going elsewhere. So yeah, I do see that. And I do see a foundation here as well with the seven of Pentacles and then the Justice card. So there is a Justice card, which could mean like a union, a marriage, or something like that. Going to the Justice of Peace to get married. Not to say that that's not a wedding, but you know, there's definitely that. The King of Swords is here as well. But it may require a transformation from you though. Like there's some sort of transformation that's required from you. You know, whatever heartbreak or past situations that you've had that have all ended up in a, you know, what you said, I'm learning a lot of life lessons, but I ain't got no love yet. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to find him. Okay. He still ain't found me yet. Right. But I'm also hearing or feeling the message come through about also keep in mind, like, listen, ladies, sometimes we have to be aware that sometimes there are things about us as well that we need to make adjustments on. Let's stop pretending that men are the only ones that need to make adjustment. Now, they may need to make more adjustments than we do, obviously. Okay. But there are things that we need to work out too. Okay. There are things that we need to make adjustments on too. There are things that we need to improve ourselves as well on too, especially if we're talking about long-term partnership, right? Because keep in mind, a man that's looking for a long-term partnership, he's not looking for the same things that men that are not looking for a long-term partnership is looking for. Okay. So you have to be mindful of those things. Okay. I'm not telling you to audition. Listen, this ain't no pick me conversation. This ain't no, listen, I'm not trying to fall into no categories. What I'm trying to say is this. Right now, your current desire is to have a connection, a long-term relationship with somebody that loves you and that you love. And when you're looking for a long-term commitment and long-term connections, there are going to be different requirements for that. From you and from the partner. Both of you guys have to be ready and set in the mindset that we're looking for long-term commitment and partnership. That means that we're not just, you know, getting into this just to waste time. We're looking for marriage. We're looking for a long-term commitment. We're not going to waste our time with somebody that we don't intend to spend more time with, right? Additionally, that comes with, let's just start with tone of conversation. Like, let's just talk about the tone, the tone of conversation, such as the way in which you speak to your person, the person that you love, right? Listen, y'all saw Gino pull up and my whole tone changed, right? Not intentionally, it's just the way I responded to him. That's the way I respond to him. You know, when you respond to the person that you love, it's going to be in a different tone, right? Not to say that you're not doing these things. I'm just trying to call out a couple things that might, you know, might be something that I've seen that could be worked on with some people. Some people, you talking in this tone, and listen, there's a whole group of people out there in the world that's gonna give you different information, different knowledge. You just take what is working or not working for you. All I'm really trying to say in this moment is make sure that you are looking at yourself, assessing the connections, and you're not just looking at those people as what they did wrong, but you're also looking at, was there anything I could improve upon in that situation? Okay. There's never an interaction that I have with any person. There's never an interaction that I have with a male, a female, with an elderly, a young child, you know, a romantic partner or a friendship. There's never an interaction that I have with a person that I don't look and see, was there anything that I could have done better to have a better result? Especially if the result is not what I wanted. There's never a time where I have not taken a look at a situation to see if there's something that I could do better, or something that I can be better at. Every time, even if I know that person was on some bullshit, just straight on some bullshit, I will still look and see, okay, well, maybe I can, was there something that I could have tweaked a little bit? And even if it was me just being mean to that person, right? Right? But I'm just looking for things to tweak if I need to tweak it. And you're not going to need to tweak everything. And some things, it wasn't you at all. It's that motherfucker, and fuck them, right? Like, it's just that simple, right? But what I'm trying to say is just be okay. Be willing to look at what I need to do for me. Like, what changes I might need to make, potentially. And I'm not saying that you need to make no changes, but I'm saying that maybe if you've been having difficulty with relationships and connections, it is important for you to look at your own self, make assessment of yourself. Maybe what you need to assess is, okay, am I spending too much time with a red flag? It could be that. Maybe you had a conversation with this person and you got the red flag on the second conversation. Like, you know what I mean? 2 minutes in, you got a red flag, but you ignored it, or you just kept going, right? So these things become lessons when we ignoring our cues and our right, when we ignoring certain things, right? It could be that, it could be other things. It could just be that maybe you're such a lover that you want to love, and when you meet somebody, it's like, okay, well, maybe I can make this work. It has to be workable though. Like, you know, like, we're not going to try to, and keep in mind, sometimes we do go the extra to see what it can be. Let me say this the right way. How about this? You're not giving your heart to situations that have not proven that your heart is worthy. Okay? And what I mean by that is you're not giving all of your love and care to somebody who hasn't already shown you that they intend to make you their long term. You know what I mean? Like, somebody who is not telling you that they intend to make you their wife, their fiance, you know, taking it further with you. You're not giving them all the love in the world. Like, no, you're not giving them your full heart. You're not, like, allowing yourself to fall deeply in love with somebody who's not letting you know that you are going to be in their life. Like, you're not doing that. And what I mean is, you're not allowing yourself to fall deeply in love with somebody that's not showing you or letting you know that they intend to be, you know, more than just, you know, short term with you. If somebody is clear with you that they're not long term, then you're not giving your full heart. Absolutely not. You can give a degree if you want. Like, it's really all about you, like what you want and what you know you can deal with. Me personally, I have to be careful when I'm saying this stuff because I'm an Aquarius. I can fucking fall in. I love deeply, but also, like, yeah, I can not love too, like, real quick. Right? And I'm not saying that other people can't. I'm not saying that other signs can't. You absolutely can. But what I'm saying is, I'm going to be like a lot more, I'm going to be very logical about certain things, and I don't know if that's going to be you, right? So I'm just trying to pre-warn you, like, you know, everything that I'm telling you, you got to take it with a grain of salt, number one. And number two, you also have to put yourself into that position. You know, how do you respond to these types of things? What do you need, want, desire within these types of situations, right? Because we are all different. We all have different ways of responding to life and responding to different situations. Something that I might be able to fly by on, it might take you a little bit longer. Something that you might be able to skate and you know, fly on, it might take me, I might move real slow on that thing. So just be mindful of that, okay? At the end of the day, I do see something for you in the future, but I feel that there are some things that you need to work out of your system. I think there's some tweaking you need to do within the self. What those things are, I cannot tell you based on these comments. You know what I mean? We would have to have an actual consultation. I would actually need to kind of dissect what type of situations you've experienced, what has gone on with those situations, you know, how you responded. I would need to learn more in depth about you and how you're responding to things. I might even be able to take your natal chart and rip that apart. You know what I mean? If I can rip your natal chart apart, I can probably interpret that. But what I'm trying to tell you is that based on these little limited comments, I can't give you a whole bunch of information. I can tell you in the cards, you do have love in the future, but you know, you've got fortune in the future. You definitely have a lot of stability and security. You do have a new foundation there as well. You've got to make some transformations though. That's what the Death card is representing. This is the top of your reading. The top of your reading is telling me that you need to make some sort of change. What the change is, I don't know. I can almost bet though that it is you're spending time with, I feel like you might be spending more time with people who have already shown you that they're not the one that is going to take the time or take the relationship where it needs to go, or maybe it's you that's like that, right? Like, I'm not saying this, but it could be maybe you're the one that's not taking the time to build with people, and other people, it could be you that's not taking the time to build with other people, or vice versa. Somebody, they're not taking the time to build with you. But either way it goes, it doesn't not really matter whether it's you or them. There's something you're not getting. There's something you're missing in there, right? Like, I tell you now, and it even, like, even me, like, I've even been in a situation where it's complete red flag, right? Like, just all red flag, just red flags just all the way across. And I'm just like, okay, I see them and I'm gonna fucking ignore them. I'm ignoring every fucking red flag, right? Because it's, you know, sometimes just in those moments, you're just, that's all that matters right now, right? So, yeah, you know what it is. You know what it is. I want you to, if you can schedule, then definitely book with me. Ultimately, like I said, with these comments, I can't do too much. Hey Samantha, how are you? Okay, so let me take a look, couple more things here, because I did have some additional cards here for you, Licky. We got the Queen of Pentacles here. The Empress card is here as well. So I do feel there's a lot of abundance for you. The Four of Wands is also here. That's an engagement. And there's a message here as well. So there is message of engagement for you in the future, for sure. As well as glad tidings about a baby, for sure, in the future. When, don't know. And I do think there's going to be some travel required, as well as transformation required from your side as well. So this is the thing. The transformation is not some other person that needs to make change. It's you that needs to make a change. But we just have to dissect and discover what that change is. And I think that you are literally on the way. Like, look, the Empress represents a new beginning. The Empress represents fertility, a new baby. She's pregnant. And also the Empress represents like abundance as well. So like, I see this for you. It's in the cards. It's present, but something you have to pick up on. And that's where that transformation has to come in, for sure. I cannot deny that. It's been here the whole time, by the way. All right, love, that baby is also there. So yeah, we have the Empress as well as the Sun card. Both of those represent a new child or a baby, or like a birth of a child, basically. Okay. So know that it is there. We just have to get you there, right? We got to get you past that point. Okay, great. You're welcome, love. And know, like, this reading was very genuine. So know that, okay? I know you're frustrated. She said, listen, bitch, I'm 30. Okay? I ain't got no man and no kids. I need something. God damn it. You are so welcome, my love. Thanks for tuning in. She said, I'm 30. Okay? I get it. Oh, what? Of course I'm auntie. Spiritual auntie, always sending blessings to the babies, you know? Matter of fact, side note, I decided today that I am going to do something very special for any and everybody that has done anything to help me in the most recent time, even if it's just a good thought, you know, like a good wish, just good thoughts and good wishes. I decided I'm going to do something energetically for you guys. So I'm going to be sending you guys all some blissful blessings, or some blissful thing for your life. What it's going to be, I don't know. Spirit's going to decide for you, but you know, I'm going to do that. So be on the lookout for something coming towards you. Something good. Not bad. Something good. Alrighty. So let's see here. I think that's it, guys. I'm done. Listen. Sinquetta. Shit. Child, that name is something else. Did I say it right? I hope I said it right. So anyway, I gotta go. I apologize for kind of being bouncy in this video, but you know, life happens sometimes, and that's how it goes down sometimes. I do want to let you guys know that I truly appreciate you for you know, showing up and for supporting my channel, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next one. Good night.